It's been another week of big grip feats, and just today, an absolute bombshell. We're covering it all here in episode 29 of This Week in Grip. Everybody, this is Jedd Johnson, and Alan Heineck is on the line. This is episode 29 of This Week in Grip. Got a lot of stuff to cover today, some stuff just going on this morning. Just a reminder, everybody, to please give the video a like. That will help spread this video over YouTube, get it in front of more people. Don't forget to use the hashtag This Week in Grip to make your social media posts. We went through some of the latest ones on Instagram today. We're up at 481 uses of the hashtag This Week in Grip, so keep that going. Maybe by next week we can hit the 500 mark. And remember, everybody, it's all about spreading the word about grip sport. And the first rule of grip sport is, of course, you tell everyone about grip sport. Alan, it's nice to have you on the line today. It's been a week since we talked. How have you been, and how's your training been going?
Well, things have been going good. I've been doing good, working with the stub quite a bit. I think I'm finally getting the hang of that thing. So hopefully we'll see some decent lifts at King Kong here in another few weeks. How about you?
Well, I've been in the hub myself. I can't necessarily say I've had any breakthroughs or anything like that, but I'm glad to hear that you're feeling confident about it. Haven't really seen too many highlights of anyone posting any stub work in the last couple of weeks. Have you?
No, I haven't actually. I don't think I've seen a single person posting anything with that. As a matter of fact, more V-bar lifts probably than anything lately.
Oh. Yeah, that's true. There have been quite a few V-bar lifts. That's true. Hey, before we get too far into it, I want to just give a couple shout-outs. First off to Jay Smith, who recently tore a quadriceps tendon, and I see that he was closing grippers this week. So getting back into the gym, trying some new stuff out. I saw him doing some one-arm floor bench press this week. Saw him closing the grippers, and there could have been more stuff that got by me, so it was nice to see him getting back into it a little bit. Shout out to you, How Are You, who also is on the comeback trail. I think we talked about him last week, and he's continuing to put some nice clips of some impressive training. I think I saw him do 3 consecutive inch dumbbell rows the other day, and then a 4th after a regrip. So very impressive. Nice to see him back into it. It looks like that he's getting some good feedback from the doctors. And then finally, Jerome Bloom, who had surgery recently. I didn't know what surgery he had, but he says he actually had 3 ribs removed and a tumor taken out. But he put up a video squeezing on some grippers. I think it was a 2.5 that he showed himself closing. So those are all good signs. It's always good to see people bouncing back from injuries and getting back into it. You seen any other people on the comeback lately, Alan, that I might have missed?
No, those were the main ones. I noticed too. I caught Juha's inch rows, and he put up I think it was a still of like a 220-pound rolling thunder lift. I think I caught that on Instagram just today. So yeah, he's definitely back in fine form. Otherwise, yeah, I saw Jay Smith coming back too, and I did catch the things from Jerome Bloom. So that sounded like what in my mind would be a fairly major surgery. So it looks like he's bouncing back pretty quick from that.
Yeah, and always a smile on his face. Always a smile on his face with Jerome. You never see him down. So I'm sure it's absolutely killing him to not be able to compete in some of these contests that have taken place and that are coming up. But it's really nice to see that he seems to be staying pretty positive about it all.
Yep.
Yeah, cool. So wish you guys the best. Hopefully you listen to this and you continue to feel good. What else is going on, Alan?
Well, so just this morning, Jared Gogwin put out a video on YouTube, so it sounds like, unfortunately, he has decided to shut down Mammoth Grip Tools, and it looks like he's pretty well moving out of the grip game, unfortunately. It sounds like he's received some bad feedback and has just had enough. So I think that's a shame. I like Jared. I thought he did a lot of good things. Seemed like he had a good attitude, was trying to do things to advance the advanced grip sport, and it's just too bad to see him going. It's unfortunate. So I hope things work out for him or whatever he moves on to. And I like I have the Trilobite handle that I bought from him. It's a nice tool. I plan on keep using it. So good luck, Jared, and I hope things go your way.
Yeah, I agree. That was not the video I was expecting to see Jared put out anytime soon. Man, for somebody who's put in so much effort and he's been involved in grip, he really did a lot of good stuff. Put up some good informative videos on YouTube, and I know there was a couple months there, it seemed, where he kind of was off the radar. He wasn't really posting much. The primary places that I see him posting, or that I have seen him posting, is Instagram and YouTube. I really don't recall him posting too much on the grip board or Facebook, and
that's right.
Those are the main things that I go to. Now, for all I know, he could have been extremely active on Reddit. I still haven't made the jump over to Reddit to get involved in that, so I really don't know. So for all I know, he could have been active as normal over there on Reddit. But, as far as Instagram and YouTube, I haven't seen too much out of him. I think the last time I saw something from him, he was, like, at a swimming hole, like on a weekend trip, just, like, checking out a swimming hole somewhere. So I was like, I kind of wondering what was going on. So it almost makes me wonder if this has been something that's been brewing for a while.
Right. Yeah, I noticed that he had dropped off from the grip board. He was really active on there for quite some time, and then nothing for quite a period. And a lot of his videos as of late, or the things on Instagram, weren't even really grip sport related. So yeah.
Right, they'd have to do other things. I don't know. And then every once in a while he would post and say that he was just putting together another order of his Trilobite handles, or this and that. But I guess I don't know. I know that he put up a video of some type of inch dumbbell training tool. I don't remember what he called that.
That was the Hourglass Inch Trainer.
Okay, yeah. And then I didn't hear too much about that. I don't know if that went off well, how that was received or what. I don't know if maybe that had something to do with it. But he says he's been receiving negativity. And in that video that he put up, he kind of flopped his thumb down on his workbench, and he said like he's constantly hit with all this negativity. So everyone has their breaking point, and I sure know what it's like to be hit by haters and negative comments and stuff like that, and putting up with that since, I've had a YouTube channel since 2007, and even before that, there were always remarks that I was on steroids and I was a cheater and all this stuff, completely unfounded. Even the negativity really knows no bounds. When I was in Dubai the other week, like while I was there, Better was getting hate comments on his YouTube and in his Facebook inbox. It was insane, some of the crazy, absolutely ignorant stuff that was being said to him by people from all over the world. It was just insane. And it really, the negativity knows no limits, unfortunately, and it looks like for Jared it was just time to pack it up and not be exposed to that crap anymore.
Right. Yep. No, I can definitely understand some of that myself. I don't see it like you guys do, but like you said, we do all have our breaking points, and you can only take so much. So it's unfortunate.
Yeah. And maybe just switch gears here. Before we do, I do want to wish Jared well in whatever he ends up doing, and I think it's better with him involved, but if he feels dead set on leaving, then, I don't want to stop him. I want him to it's all about being happy, really. So if he thinks he's going to feel better by moving on, then I wish for the best. The other thing I wanted to highlight here, this is something that we missed due to my being away, but did you catch, Alan, that Becca won 2 world titles in one weekend in strong woman and grip sport? Did you see that?
I did. Yes. That was amazing and impressive. Yep, good for her.
Yes, incredible. It was amazing.
Yes, it sounded like she played some really good strategy too to make sure that she saved enough of herself to carry through the other competition. So I thought that was really good. And too unfortunately there is she received some backlash for some of the things she accomplished, and that is just ridiculous. The people out there that would pick on her for that. Two titles, one day, and you get that kind of stuff. I just no patience for that. Good for her for sticking with it. Yeah.
I'm sorry to walk on you there, Alan, but I guess I didn't see that there was any negativity that she received.
Oh, there was some stuff that she had posted on Facebook. Some people were putting some nonsense out there, and she addressed it a few times, and she didn't even need to. When you're a person, you got a trophy in each one of your hands. I think that says enough. For the other people to be picking on you about it, they're the keyboard warriors. They're sitting in their mom's basement or whatever. I just think that's just ridiculous. So good for her, and congratulations. I'd like to see her stick with it and keep crushing it even more. She improves every single time she goes out. So I think the sky's the limit for her.
Yeah, and especially the fact, I don't know how many people were competing in both of those contests. My feeling, my suspicion is that the number was pretty low. To compete in both, to prepare for both a strongman and a grip contest at the same time is tough enough. I've done that a few times, and I always had to let something go and kind of drift away from it. And then the fact that she was competing in both of them either on the same day or in the same weekend or whatever it was, that just makes it even more mind-blowing that she was able to succeed at that level. So, I have a ton of respect for her. I found a little blurb that she put up, and this is the one that I grabbed. I'm glad that I didn't see anything about the negativity. That would have really pissed me off. But she says, job 2 done. 2 world titles in one weekend in mine. Won the grip by a big margin and held the title of U.S. World Strong Woman Champion and U.S. World Grip Champion all in a day's work. I'm still ecstatic right now. It's been a tough 2 days, but the amazing support I've had has got me through. Today is exactly 1 year first competition, which is another incredible fact about Becca, the fact that she's only been involved in this stuff for a year. In 1 calendar year, I now have 2 British titles, a European title, and 2 world titles. Thank you to my amazing coach and partner, Paul Savage. Your programming was perfect. Your coaching got me these wins. You gave me everything for these titles. I am so lucky to have you in my life. I love you so much, that is fantastic. And then she gives a shout out to Jyrki Rantanen. Thank you for an amazingly run weekend. Professionalism was amazing, and you are doing a great job in the growth of the sport. The fact that women are treated the same as men is another thing that I thank you for. You are bringing the women's sport forward. Thank you to everyone who has commented, liked, and supported me through my journey so far. So congratulations to Becca, and to heck those haters, and just keep on forging ahead, my friend. Good job. Anything else, Alan, that bigger events or anything like that that you've seen going on?
No, I did want to just mention about Todd Beecraft had just posted about a competition that he's going to be having in early October. He didn't have a lot of details as of yet, but this was in the Northwest Grip Enthusiast group. But it sounds like on October 14th he intends to have a kind of a small competition based for beginners and intermediate level grip athletes at his place. Something something geared towards the newer people towards the sport. So there was no events listed or anything yet, so it sounds like there'll be more to posted, but people should keep on the lookout for that if they're interested and they're nearby the Portland, Oregon area. So that'll be October 14th. Yeah, he said he'll have some flyers up and stuff soon, so I'll be curious. He seemed like his first competition was a hit, and yeah, I would think this would be the same thing. It's good to see him getting more people involved.
Yep, sure. And then I actually just made a post there this morning. I've been kind of busy this morning. There was some feedback there that there wasn't a lot of information out about King Kong. So I got a hold of Jedd, and he didn't say anything about getting out of the sport at the time. And then eventually it came across that Jedd was no longer going to run the King Kong leg out there in Portland, and that Gresham Gripper is going to run it now. So I put a post up about that with information, how to get more information from Gresham Gripper. So that's in that little group there. So if anybody's in there, we'll see that. Otherwise, I don't know that there's an announcement been made, because that was just a development that took place this morning. So I believe you are on that message group, correct? For the
yes, I am.
King Kong promoters. Yeah.
Yes, that's right.
So,
Yep.
Yeah. So that was just this morning, and hopefully, that transition goes smoothly and everything can take place. I think Michael has all the equipment, so I think it's going to go fine for him running the event. And I know he's got the scaled weights and all that stuff. So I think it'll go smoothly, and hopefully it does.
Yep.
What's the latest with the grip board, and what have you seen on there? Any new records lists or anything like that?
We've got a new Mass Monster 1 out there, which was no surprise that anybody follows him. Mike Murray had requested that and absolutely destroyed it. Yeah, fresh off his COC3 cert. So this was a bit of a gimme for him. And he absolutely destroyed it. I don't know if you caught that video, but it was just,
No, I didn't see the video, but believe it or not, I had him on my list that people need to follow on Instagram. He's on there as Murray Strongman, MURRAY STRONGMAN, Murray Strongman. So make sure to follow him. He seems to be pretty darn good at these grippers, and I think I knew that he had signed up for the MM1, and I knew it was just going to be a formality. My gosh, dude's so strong, I knew he was going to close it.
Yep, and he just requested MM2, so that should be, I would think that would be right up his alley as well. So he'll probably be on the waiting list for a little bit yet. I think as soon as Canning gets that bad boy back, it's going to get shipped right back to better, but we'll see. So better enough meeting, I guess, or rather, I guess he closed it. I think he said it felt pretty easy, but I guess the video just didn't have good angle for viewing the set and close, I guess. Yeah, and that's got to be a tough one too. You see the guys, even wrestling on like Morgan Choi, when you got to wrestle like an MMA, to parallel to make the close, that's got to be hard keeping that thing on camera. I can't even imagine. It's hard enough just that's got to be a lot of work. That's a huge part of it.
Yeah, and I think part of it is Abdul Razak is not real versed in the camera work requirements for a Mass Monster cert. So I think that was just something that they can work on a couple times in between cert attempts, and I think better will get it no problem next time. It's just a matter of dude, I've screwed up videos myself countless times. So it's part of the game though. You got to be good at it in order to get the cert. So you can't just be handing out certifications. Everything's got to be up to par. So I'm sure that when that gripper gets overseas again, it's gonna get killed pretty easily by better this time, and the video will support that.
Right.
Man, sorry if it sounds like I'm mumbling today, Alan. I got it seems that I might be on the merry-go-round of sinus infections again, so I'm a little bit stuffed up. I'm not trying to sound like I'm talking through some kind of tunnel or something like that. So bear with me, big boy.
Sure. Well, did you catch John Stepien, cert of the GHP8?
Let's see. I don't know. Maybe. It seems like I saw that.
Yeah, he had.
Tell me about it. What did he volunteer or what?
He So this was something I think I saw it posted on the grip board. Then I caught the YouTube video of it as well. But looked easy for him. I think he probably could have doubled it. So it was one signal. But when he initially set the gripper and he almost set it and kind of like pre-closed it before he did the swipe with the block, and then he crushed it down and went to swipe it again and get it, and he didn't quite get it. So I think if he didn't have that little almost stutter step, he probably could have got a double on it. That's how it looked to me. So
yeah.
I don't know where he's at with his COC3 cert mission, but based on that, he's got to be close to being able to get that. I would think he's right there, really. I guess I would about sign up if I was him. Yeah. For a guy that doesn't seem to hit it real consistently, he's definitely got the natural gift.
Yeah, absolutely. It seems like he really retains his top level strength regardless of how frequent his training is. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, so congratulations to him. That's a strong gripper.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Hey, I don't know if you remember last week, Alan. Did we talk a little bit about the article I found that had the link between hand size and athleticism?
No, I don't think.
Did that come up?
No, I don't think so.
Well, it's something. I got this. It was in my email. I came in my email maybe a week or two ago. It might have been when I was in Dubai. But it was an article, Finger Length May Predict Athletic Ability. Your hands may predict how good you are at sports, say scientists who found that athletic prowess could be related to the length of your fingers. Research explored the difference in length between one's index finger and ring finger and a possible muscular strength. They found that the ratio of the length of the index finger and the length of the ring finger, called the digit ratio, is favorably related to muscular strength in boys. The ring finger in males is typically longer than the index finger, whereas the fingers are about the same length in females, said Grant Tompkinson, a professor at the University of North Dakota in the United States. There is some indirect evidence that this digit ratio of the length of the fingers is determined during early fetal development by testosterone. The more testosterone the fetus produces, the longer the ring finger, so the smaller the digit ratio, he said. Steroid hormone. Testosterone is the natural steroid hormone that enhances sport, athletic, and fitness test performance. In general, people with smaller digit ratios are better athletes, researchers said. Our study shows that boys with lower digit ratios have better hand grip strength, irrespective of their age or body size, Mr. Tompkinson said. Health indicator. Since muscular strength is important for success in many youth sports and athletic events, the findings suggest that the digit ratio may predict performance in youth sports and athletic events requiring high strength, researchers said. Muscular strength is also an important indicator of good health, and those with lower digit ratios probably have better general health and well-being, Mr. Tompkins said. Researchers also found that females with lower digit ratios are better basketball players. This study was published in the journal Early Human Development. So I thought that was interesting that it was able to compare, the finger length and then correlate that into, possible performance and strength abilities. I hadn't ever heard anything like that before. Of course, we know how much of a difference it can make if you have large hands to be able to perform grip feats. Yeah, it would make sense to have large hands, and it would give you a better chance to perform well in other sports as well. Naturally. The article talks about basketball. If you've got huge hands, but you are also 200 pounds overweight, I'm not sure that's going to correlate well for you, but all those things considered, it's kind of interesting.
That is, I never made that connection about the ring finger being longer than the index finger until you mentioned that, and I look at that, and that's absolutely the case. That is
Your index is longer?
No, my ring finger is longer than my index.
Oh, okay, yeah. Mine are very close. I guess my index or my ring finger is slightly longer, but on my right hand.
I guess I never paid attention.
Yeah, my left is way longer.
Yes, that's exactly the case on me too. It's much more pronounced on that hand. Interesting.
Yeah. Pretty cool.
Who's the name of the guy that wrote that article?
Tompkinson was the researcher.
Okay.
You know what?
I just want to look that up. That's really interesting.
Yeah. Let me look it up in my email, and I'll see if there's an author there. Shoot, it looks like here it is. It looks like it's from a website called the Hindu.com. Yeah, and let's see, it says PTI. There is no name as far as an author on, but there's you want to call it like an empire there, almost like someone's face could be there, but it's kind of like blank. It's just like a silhouette.
Oh, okay.
PTI. This is PTI there, so there may be one of these where direct, the actual contributor is highlighted. I'm not sure. I'm not really sure about it, but it's on the Hindu.com website, and it literally just popped up in my email. I have some ongoing things that regarding grip strength and things like that. So sometimes I'll get little notifications in there, and that was from August 20th. So I've been sitting on that for a little bit. I wanted to talk about that because I thought that was pretty cool. There has been talk about hand size versus weight classes and things along those lines. We've been talking about formulas and things like that. This article pretty much narrows it right down to hand size. So kind of the ongoing commentary. That's all.
Right. Nice. No, that's really interesting. I'm going to check that out. See if I can find that.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, that was everything. More skateboarding going on, dude. He's I think he's going to join the professional skateboarders tour between grip-togethers that he has with Mr. Widekins, Thomas Larson. I haven't seen any skateboarding from Thomas Larson. What's up with that?
Yeah, I don't know, but I've definitely caught some of Irik's skateboarding videos. I tell you, the limberness that some of these larger guys have is just amazing. You see him doing stuff like that, and even like, Gil Goodman, he's I know he's not real tall, but he's a good-sized guy, you see him like doing backflips and stuff like that.
Right.
I mean, there's just the athleticism that these guys have. There's just such a they're naturally good. They're natural athletes at all of these things. It's not just grip. It's pretty much whatever they decide they want to hit. So
and it's interesting that the camera is going to get turned on.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that crazy?
Yep. I know it. I tell you, when I was a kid, I used to be into skateboarding, and I could never do the things that I'm seeing these guys in their 30s doing. When I was indestructible, you hit the ground, and I mean, I just never made it look like that. So it's really impressive for me. That was something. I tell you, it's tempting, and it's a terrible idea, but it's tempting to get a skateboard and just see what I could do. With my luck, though, I'd hit some rock right away and go for a launch, and that'd be it. But nonetheless, it's impressive.
Yeah, it is. What's also impressive is how Eirik has been able to maintain his top-level grip strength, it seems, even without doing a lot of work. I just don't think he's putting the major emphasis in his training right now, and he just put up a 100-kilogram two-hand flask clip, 95-kilogram on a 60-millimeter silver roll handle, and 130-kilogram with 286 on a 2-inch vertical bar. So, and really impressive to see those numbers coming up when it's not that big of an emphasis for him right now.
Right. Did you catch the one that he had just posted too? It was from some guy. He wasn't tagged in it on Instagram or anything like that.
Heineck.
It was a Heineck. Yes. Had a 107.5K 2-hand flask lift. That's
Not
a solid. That's a solid pull. Yeah.
Yep.
I'd never heard of this guy before or seen anything from him. So, yeah.
No.
Curious to see more from him.
Well, what he said was, what Eirik said is that he's tried to get Heineck involved in it for years, and he's just not into it. So he'll just stroll over and pick up world-class weight, but won't really train it and has no interest in actually competing in it. So
okay, well,
yeah, I think it was in the comments.
Fair enough, I guess. We all got to have our own thing, but yeah, that's a shame because he could just come in and just start taking ownership of some of this stuff. That to never touch it and pull that off the ground. Well,
yeah,
okay,
yeah, it really seems that way. What else have you seen, Alan?
Caught this was a good one from Juha Letamaki. He posted a farmer's hold on Instagram. It was 227 kilograms per hand. It was like over 1,000 pounds total, which was like 5 times his body weight, he said. So that was impressive. No hook grip, just picked it right up. That's amazing. That's some solid lifting right there.
Yeah, that's really impressive. Also, did you see the article that Luke shared about the female powerlifter that did like 5 times her body weight or something like that? Facebook?
Oh, I might have seen something like that. I can't remember. That sounds familiar to me though.
Yeah, it was on there. Shoot, I'll find it. Why don't you go on to your next item, Alan, and I'll dig this thing.
All right. Well, I wanted to hit some stuff that we didn't necessarily get to last week. David Wigren put a good one out there with he broke a combination wrench. Bend and broke it. Did you catch that? That looked like a fun one.
Yeah, that's on my list.
Yep. And I don't remember if we covered this one or not, but Phil Kashaba posted a 183 pound. It was a 5/8 inch handled Tedding Elite close.
Right.
I don't believe it was a block set. It looked like a parallel set, but a solid close on heavy grippers. So this guy is moving right along. Every time we post a video, he's putting pounds on those things.
Yeah.
So he's doing really good. Yeah, and those thin handled grippers, I got a couple of those ones from Canon. They're just like the Tedding Beyond the range, so it has the normal size handle and then the one thinner one. Those are miserable. They kind of like dig in. They hurt my like little finger. So
absolutely.
I've never had to squeeze one of those, but boy, 183 pounder like that's just gotta be, that's gotta suck, Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, so his top end has got to be a little higher than that because that's effectively like a cut gripper close. So he is definitely on.
That was the narrower handle gripper. I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, that was the 5/8 inch, the thin handled ones that he put out.
Wow. I did not realize that. That's even more impressive. That is crazy. So yeah, he's on the rise. He was already at the top of the list for gripper closes for for at least his weight class, if not beyond that a little bit. Because he's shutting over body weight. So he just keeps getting better. Cool, awesome. I hope he keeps it up. And I found this article, by the way. I was a little off at the body weight factor. The lifter is Steffi Cohen. It's STEICOHN, and it says that she deadlifted 501 pounds at 121 pounds body weight. So that's 4.14 times body weight. And believe it or not, I'm just now noticing that she's using lifting straps. I did not notice that before. When it was on my phone, I thought she did like a hook grip or something like that. I did not realize she had straps on. So as far as like grip strength is concerned, I guess it doesn't really apply. But I mean, if you're a fan of strength and can respect someone that can do 4.14 times on a deadlift, I mean, it's tremendous back, core, hip, leg strength. Just amazing.
Yeah, no, that's solid stuff. Yeah, I was trying to find that. I didn't see it, but yeah, I'll get back and watch that.
Yeah, it came from September 20th. I'm not 100% sure there's a video. I see like the image here that corresponds with the article. It's from the barbend.com. It's where the article is that Luke shared. Yeah. I see there's some good vids up of the youth lifters that are active. I saw that Oddquad put up a video of his boy with a V-bar PR doing a little lifting. I saw that Pat Mazel's son, competed in powerlifting and then Olympic lifting 2 weekends in a row here recently. It's really nice to see so many young lifters competing, doing these awesome things. I saw Andrew Dube's son pinching some plates. Said he's getting them started early. That's great stuff to see, man. Have you seen any other kids that have been doing lifting recently, Alan?
No, just a couple of those that you mentioned. Yeah, other than that, I really hadn't seen a whole lot from the youth. Mm-hmm. So nice. It's good to see some youngsters getting into it. I like seeing that. Hopefully they'll get to maybe even compete at King Kong. That'd be all right.
Yeah, absolutely. I know that Pat will be holding his own leg, so Russ will be able to get down there. And then the one that I'm holding, I'm anticipating 8th and 10th grade coming out to compete. So that'll be cool for sure.
Nice.
Yeah, buddy. What else? What you got?
We were talking about a little bit of card tearing last time. I saw Sean Kapusta had posted an L notch on a full deck of cards. We hadn't been seeing a lot of grip related stuff out of him lately. So that was a.
Now, who is this? An L notch? I've never even heard of that. Who
well, I'd never heard of it either. Sean Kapusta posted that.
Really?
Yeah. Yep. It was just like envision like a half tear through the card, kind of both ways. So what you're left with is kind of like a big L, basically. He just tore sort of a rectangle out of it. So made a vertical tear and a horizontal tear through the deck.
So kind of like a corner. He kind of cornered it off.
I guess so. Basically, yeah, yep. Except this is just what he called it. So, yeah, but it looked interesting. So, yep.
Well, it takes control, and you have to be able to like be pretty concise with the force that you're putting through the deck, because if you mess the deck up, it can become harder to tear. So
that's an understatement.
You really have to, yeah, you know what I mean, dude. When things start getting rolled up and beat up, sometimes it's tough to kind of regroup on that same deck. So it takes like being able to direct the force where you need it to. And, being able to really work through spoiled cards and things like that. It's not easy to do that stuff. It takes time to get good at it. So that's cool. I didn't see that slip past me. Good job, Big Sean. Speaking of big guys, Chez put up a pretty cool image a couple weeks ago, and I think I might use it for the thumbnail of this week's video. I don't know if you saw it, Alan. Did you see the one where he wrote how I feel after a great gripper session, and then the image is like, I don't know what the image is from, a movie or something, I don't know, but the dude's like staring at his hands, and there's like flames coming off of his hand.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. Was that not the clip from the movie? What was it, Suicide Squad? Was that the one with the guy with the tattoos on his face and stuff?
It's very possible. I kind of got out of the comic book movies when right around the time of like they started really pushing all the X-Men movies, and I was starting to get pissed off about it. So it was probably like 2004 when I quit watching them. So I don't know. I reckon.
Oh, okay.
You're guessing as good as mine. I'll have to defer to you. If you've seen that movie and that looks about right, then you're probably correct.
That's what immediately comes to mind anyway. Yeah, because I really like those memes, to tell you the truth, and I miss seeing a lot of the ones out of like Jerome Bloom.
Yeah.
He always puts just the most awesome ones out there, and his captioning's really good too. So.
Yeah.
Yep.
Very cool. Did you get James Redorita that what I'm going to call a double 8-pound full lever? So he kind of started with like sledge or sledge choke type of lift, where he's gripping the 8-pounders by the end of the hammer, and then once he gets to the standing position, he lifts his arms up, and that kind of brings the hammer into the vertical position. And then he levers it down to his nose and back up. So that's what I'm calling like a full slim lever. I don't know what if there's an established name for it. But that's a pretty hard feat. I mean, there's many aspects to that feat that make it challenging, especially the double deadlift from the floor. So
no, I missed that.
Cool. It's I would say, Alan, that's going back a few weeks. I pulled that out of my email string that I send to myself. So it's probably back in August sometime when that took place.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Yep, I'm seeing it right now. Oh, yeah. Oh, no, that wasn't too long ago. It looks like September 9th. So, yeah.
It's hard to tell.
Oh, boy.
It's hard to tell. I'll go in there and I'm replying to myself, and sometimes I might reply to like an old one, and I don't know what order it's going to come up in, but either way, pretty impressive. I don't know if I could do that right now. I don't know if I could do a double sledge deadlift like that with an 8-pounder.
It is. Well, and there's no denying the strength he's got in his arms and his wrists. You see a lot of those heavy wrist curls and bicep curls that he does. He's moving some real weight around. So
yeah, like the seated preacher bench curls are pretty impressive.
That's just.
I haven't seen him do any of the wrist curls lately. I don't even know if he gets into position for those. I would not be able to lift for a week if I tried to do that on a straight bar. So I can't even do that.
Yeah, those things they definitely don't look comfortable. So it's good that he's able to pull it off and stay healthy through it all. Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
What else you got?
I had a good one that was from James Fuller. He had a 100-pound plate. It was like a thumb rim lift. I don't know if you caught that. That that his strongman archaeology group.
Okay.
Did you see those big 100? He's got like a whole bunch of different 100-pound plates, I think. But one side of him was fairly smooth, and the other side kind of has a thin little rim on it. And he was putting his thumbs just on the rims and did some double lifts like that, and
wow.
it looks difficult. I have no gauge of how hard that actually probably is, though. I don't have any plates anywhere near like that, but judging by his comments and seeing his other things, I take it it's something that he'd worked at for quite a while to finally get to that level. So so that's neat. It's just rare. We don't see a lot of guys working with 100-pound plates, but he's got a pretty good iron assortment. So
yes, and he's where here's a 25-pound PR on like deadlift, or here's 45-pound PR on some other type of lift off the floor with a barbell, and I can't help but assume that a lot of that is coming from this great variety of grip lifts that he is working on. Many of these things you've never seen anyone else really try. So like you say, you don't have a real reference point as far as how difficult they truly are. They seem hard as hell, but you don't know if it's something that other people are even able to do because people have not tried them. And I really look forward to the next time he comes down to a grip contest, because it's gonna have been over a year since the last time he competed, and I've definitely seen the most grip work out of him in that last year or so. So when he comes down again, man, I hope he comes down for King Kong. He was here last year, and maybe if he's interested in getting one of those chicken triple burgers from Wendy's, we got one of those right in Wysox. So I know that he likes to dine once in a while. He does a video log. So hopefully he does that in Towanda in October for King Kong Grip.
Right. Nice.
Lots of good. It looks like there's lots of good training going on around the world for King Kong, man. There's lots of big numbers coming up. I saw Brian Hunsacker put up 205 pounds on the 2.5-inch crusher recently. I think that was just this past week. I saw him put up lifts of about 370 pounds on the Napalm's Nightmare 2.0. He said he did it for 10 total repetitions throughout the workout. Really impressive numbers coming out of Mr. Hunsacker. He's going to make things interesting this year in the King Kong.
He is, yeah. I missed that lift on the crusher, unfortunately. Like I've said before, sometimes the way Facebook and even Instagram updates, things are all busted up. You don't necessarily see things in, sequentially. That's why the hashtag that we ask everybody to put on always helps. But I just can't. Some of those things just slip right through the cracks. And I'll see things posted like an hour ago and then something like 5 minutes ago. There's just no rhyme or reason for the almost random how things land on some of these feeds, it seems like.
Yeah, well, I mean, it can even be up to 2 days ago that I see something. Like, I'll be like, wow, look what he just did, and it ended up being 2 days ago. And it kind of makes more sense because, like, I'll get people making comments on my stuff, like 2, 3, 4 days after I did it. And it's like, I wonder why, you know what I mean? And I bet it just has to do with whatever crazy is going on. There might be some kind of a day. But, dude, there's an algorithm for everything, and they probably see what you like and what you comment on, and it probably gets thrown into a formula. And, like a lot of formulas, it doesn't seem to make much sense because the stuff that you'd like to see doesn't get delivered to you until 2-3 days later after it happens. I know I like to right there and say, wow, man, awesome, congratulations, right when it happens, not like 2 or 3 days later, because then it kind of seems like you weren't paying attention. So that is kind of frustrating.
Yeah.
And then YouTube is an absolute crapshoot. Like, as far as I'm concerned, the only way to really stay up to date and on track with people's channels that you want is to sign up for the notifications on your mobile phone. I'm not told anything about people that I subscribe to anymore unless I'm signed up to those notifications. So, I would like to take a moment now, if anyone's listening and you're subscribed to my channel, if you watch online, make sure you go to the bell that's below the video and click that so that you can get notified of new videos. Because, I mean, people tell me all the time they don't see my videos, and it doesn't surprise me one bit because the ones that I want to see, the videos from the channels I want to see, I don't get told about them either unless I click on the notification button. So, yeah, so make sure you sign up for that. It only takes that one click.
Yeah, I'm just looking at a sweet lift from Dan Fleming on Instagram. It looks like he hit, 321.3 pounds on the tips tester. That's a monster. That's a monster lift. Yeah, yep. He put that out just the other day, it looks like. So that's another unfortunate one that slipped.
Yeah, and I thought it was high. I mean, Ricardo Magni went up a few days ago, probably 317 on the tips tester, and I thought that was like the highest ones I'd seen. And he said that Dan's did what? 321?
321.3, and that was two hands. He's got a one-handed one out there, 176.2. So
crazy, man.
He's almost that's just under 5 pounds away from his body weight on that.
That's insane.
That is ridiculous. Yeah, he's just wow. I can't wait to see his results on King Kong this year. Those are just going to be obscene.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yep.
He's got some great hands on him, man. He's really strong, and I think he'll be the same for years to come. Strong, leading the way.
Oh yeah. Oh boy.
I saw that. I was just going to say, Ricardo also put up a video where he did the 3.5 silver bullet for 12 seconds recently too. I know he's been working on that really hard, because that makes an appearance in a lot of the contests that he goes to. So he's got kind of keeps that as one of his staple events. So congratulations to him on moving that number.
Yeah, I caught that too. He's one of the bigger contributors that we have. He seems to always be posting stuff, lots of different variety. So.
Yeah. He always uses that hashtag, this from grip, and makes it really easy to follow along with stuff.
Yes, for sure. And Tim Butler put up a nice little wrist wrench lift. You catch that one? 103 pounds.
Nope.
You hit on it?
No, I didn't. Didn't see that. Nope.
Yep. That's a solid one. So
good.
He's moving right along in everything he ever works on. Good for him.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, he put up some really big numbers on the vertical bar recently. It looks like he had some breakthroughs on that, and the little bighorn. Looks like some things are falling into place real well for him.
Right.
I got a guy who I message with quite a bit. Really supports me a lot at dieselcrew.com. It's Donovan McIntosh. Really nice guy. I've messaged with him a lot. And unfortunately, he bought a shirt the other day that ended up being about 2 sizes too small. So some of these shirts that I have are they're pretty small, dude. They fit pretty tight. So he's sending it back. And I'll get him another. But he also sent me a post on Instagram from Nick Best. You know Nick Best, Alan?
I'm familiar with that name. Yep.
Okay, so he's a professional strongman competitor, been in World's Strongest Man countless times, huge individual, really nice guy. Met him, I think, once or twice at the Arnold when I was at Mighty Mets. Nick Best posted a video of a guy named Gerard Strong. His Instagram handle is Gerard Strongman, and I'll spell that for you. It's Grhar. Let me start again. Gerhard. And he lifted a 220. Now I wrote kilo. I'm not sure that that's correct. I don't think it's 220 kilo. I think it's 220 pound circus bell with a 3-inch handle. Did you see that?
No, I didn't. But that must be pounds. But that's quite a lift.
Yeah,
a 3-inch handle.
Yes, it's a 3-inch handle. So, dude is enormous. Okay, he's a huge dude. 3-inch handle. I mean, you think, ooh, well, let's see what you can do on a 3-inch handle, big boy. Well, he handled it just fine. It makes me really wonder what the heck he could do on an inch bell. I mean, I'm naturally thinking that he can clean it. If he can do 220 pounds on a 3-inch handle, I bet he could clean an inch dumbbell. Without a doubt, he's going to take double-inch dumbbells for a walk. We don't even need to talk about that. My only question about the whole thing, Alan, let me ask you this, is could there be something with, if it looks like it's shot loaded, do you think that would influence how much a person could lift on there? Because I've never loaded up a shot-level dumbbell that heavy to see how the dynamics change if you had. I'm assuming the bells would not be completely filled. Okay, I'm taking a lot of notes here, but let's just assume on this giant 3-inch handle circus bell that those are hollow heads, they're shot loadable. Do you think if they were only partially filled and weighed 220 pounds, that it would not quite be the same as a 220-pound solid cast dumbbell? And the reason I bring this up is because I just had the opportunity to try to lift the 98-kilo heavy grip tools inch replica when I was in Dubai, and all I could do was get the back head off. So it was very, very hard to break the thing off the ground.
Yeah.
What do you think about that? Do you have any experience with a shot loadable dumbbell anywhere near that weight, and what are your thoughts?
I haven't personally used a shot loadable dumbbell, but I have seen a lot of videos of them, and my thought is that if the heads weren't completely full, that though it's still quite a feat, nonetheless, that it would be more or less almost dead weight in your hand, though. The rotational component wouldn't be present.
Mm-hmm.
So, I would just think, that's still hard. That's still, I don't doubt this guy can go out and rip the inch off the ground like it's full of styrofoam, but nonetheless, it's not the same thing as what solid globes would be. My gut feel is that it's easier. The exact amount is hard to say, but I think he would probably even indicate that it's a completely different lift, I guess.
Yeah.
That's my thought.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I hate to take anything away from him, but just being realistic, it'd be interesting to be able to try it out. I want to get on Instagram right now and see if I can find that post just to be sure that it's 120 pounds and not 220 kilos, because that would change things up even more. But unfortunately, I don't even know how to get to my messages on a laptop on Instagram. It doesn't look like I'm going to be able to do that right now.
Did he post that on Instagram?
Yeah, it was on Instagram. That was the post that was sent to me by Donovan McIntosh. Tell you what, you why don't you call next things and I'll look it up on my phone, but I'm going to have to go quiet for a second, okay?
Sure. All right.
Go ahead.
Well, so here's another a good one that just came up, and this isn't necessarily a feat. It's more or less kind of a brief little announcement, but this is from Marco Bull. He just put this up on his Instagram within the past few hours. It says, "You asked for it, a full uncut stub workout today on my channel." So we were just mentioning how we hadn't seen too much stuff of stub training out there. So that would actually be a pretty good one. I'm definitely going to check that out and see what kind of training ideas that he's working on, because he's one of our stronger guys in this, and might be able to steal some tricks from him.
Yeah, that would be really cool. Was that on his YouTube?
It's the announcements on the Instagram, and it looks like it sounds like he's indicated it's on his YouTube.
Gotcha. Cool. Yeah. I'll definitely be checking that out. I can't wait. Can't wait to see that. It's a very exciting event. No, it would be interesting to see how someone of his prowess approaches the stuff. Without a doubt, there's not a lot of information out there.
Right. Yep. And it looks like his. This thing seems to have seen some use. So he's probably had it a while. I'd have to guess he's probably got some pretty good ideas of what to do with that. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. So. Yeah. Did you follow that guy on Instagram? His name is he goes by that Ari Kunisi. I know we've talked about him one other time. I'm not sure what feat he did. If he wasn't the guy that pulled some monstrous amount on on an axle one time or something like that, it was just absolutely ridiculous. Way over 400 pounds or something like that, I want to say.
Yeah, I don't recall that, but I'll try to keep memory.
But he just had he just posted something. There were some inch rows. Now they're not like what we had seen out of UHA. These were more, he'd rip it off the ground, row it, set down, and re-grip. But he just hit that for 5 solid singles, and he was yanking this thing off the ground like it was nothing, So he was, I thought that was pretty impressive. It wasn't the, like we see out of UHA where he's holding it the whole time, and even you've done this too, consecutive rolls and not releasing it. But just the way he picked that off the ground, this guy has got some good hand strength.
Yeah.
I don't think we see a lot of real grip things out of him, more or less just from that type of stuff, more or less the strongman geared type things.
True. Yeah. And I found this video. It's Nick Best's Instagram is Nick Best Strongman, and he says his friend Gerhard Strongman lifting a 220-pound dumbbell with a 3-inch handle with one hand, and it is definitely shot level dumbbell. Now, I don't think it is full, because at the beginning of the video, Gerhard Strongman kind of kicks it, and it rolls a little bit, but then rolls back to where it was. So that leads me to believe that the shot is not evenly distributed. It's more settled in the bottom. So a lot of that weight is going to be below the handle. So it's going to be kind of like a farmer's lift where, you've got so much of that weight distributed below your hand that you don't get as much rotation. But on top of that, it also looks like the handle is spray painted and the chalk doesn't stick super well. So that's a factor that makes it a little bit tougher, despite the loading of the shot. So either way, a great feat. When he sets it down, it kind of rocks back and forth. You're not going to see like an inch dumbbell rocking back and forth when you set something down. So I think probably it is a shot loadable dumbbell that's got a lot of weight below the handle. But either way, still a huge lift. Very impressive. I don't know if I can do that. So again, I'm not talking smack on the guy. I'm trying to be real. And a lot of people don't realize how those dynamics can change with a shot loadable dumbbell.
Well, yeah, I'm about to watch this. This looks interesting.
Why
I definitely didn't struggle with it.
No, there was no struggle. While you watch that, if you're friends with Pat Povolitis, I love when he pulls up his older posts from the past. He says, this is from 2013, September 2013. He says, big deal, another 20 deck of cards, you say, except that that's not the whole story. Anyone who knows about card tearing knows Vegas brand cards are some of the nastiest out there. This is a pinochle deck, which appears to have a few extra cards. Besides that, these were torn in my inverted block feet. Took 3 tries, which explains the sloppy tear. I'm done for the day. So I don't know if you've seen it or not, but he'll stick his hand through a giant engine block, and sometimes it acts like your movement is hindered. It's almost like you're wearing handcuffs that weigh, I don't know, maybe 150 pounds. I'm not sure how much those engine blocks weigh. But it really hinders your ability to tear the deck of cards with that weight out there. One time I tried tearing a deck of cards is like holding a barbell in like a Zercher position in the crook of the elbow, and it was way harder to do that. So I can't even imagine how tough it gets when the weight is on wrist. And I don't think he really uses any padding on his forearms when he does that. So like that weight is like bearing down into his soft tissues and bony structures of his forearms too. It's really crazy. So have you seen him do any of those feats ever, Alan, in any videos or anything?
No, I haven't, but I can definitely appreciate what he says about, like the Vegas brand cards and stuff like that. The big differences there. But no, I haven't seen much of his stuff, not lately anyway.
Man, I'll tell you, dude, you probably haven't seen too much out of Pat Povolitis at all since you've been involved in grip, have you?
No, I really haven't. Nope, not
yeah, it's
quite.
a shame. Yeah, he never really put out a ton of information, but he used to put out more. And now, like, we're pretty much limited to like still shots of what's taking place in his strongman shows. So it kind of stinks because he really is amazing at what he does. And I've had the absolute, honor to have trained with him a few times over the years. I hope to be able to do it again sometime. Talk about it. We haven't really lined anything up. I think it's been like 5 or 6 of actual training. It's just amazing how long it's been. So, time. What else you on your
What's it? You're cutting out a little bit.
Oh, sorry. What else you got on your
I am pretty much caught up here with what I had seen lately. I don't think I have anything else going on with this. So whatever you've got left, I guess.
Well, let me start there. Do you know that it goes Hair Day later?
What? You're breaking up just a bit again. Losing you.
Do you know the Instagram account Camp Verde Rope and Gear?
No, I don't. Oh, I think I do. Is that the guy?
It's the
is he not
guy.
Cedric? Is his name not Cedric? We saw him on the grip board for a short period of time, I think.
Very possible. I don't know his actual name, to be honest with you. I know there was some kind of there was something that went down. I don't know the whole story, to be honest with you. I know that he makes the stuff out of the rope and stuff like that, like the climbing rope, the real high quality rope.
Yeah.
So, excuse me. He put up a cool little meme, or I don't know if it's a meme. I guess it would qualify as a meme, but he put up a little thing. I worked out so hard so my wheelbarrow doesn't have to. And he was doing like, it was almost like a cross between a farmer's walk holding sledgehammers, like almost like you were doing a double sledgehammers, and he was walking with them. And it looked like he was almost had like water witching with a wheelbarrow. It was pretty cool. I don't know if you saw that or not.
I did catch a meme like that. Yeah, I guess I didn't realize it was he that had put it out though. But yeah. Got a lot of creative guys in this sport, that's for sure. I love a lot of these memes.
Yeah. Have you ever seen anybody do that water witch one?
No, I haven't. No.
You know what it is, right? They basically grab like a stick and then they walk with it, or they might use steel rods and then they'll walk, and they can find like where water is on your property with the stick or rods.
Yes, the concept I'm familiar with, but it always seemed like, I don't know, nonsense to me, I guess. But I don't know much about it.
It's not. It's actually legit. I've seen guys do it. I've seen them witch wells. I've seen them on like pipes underwater, or not underwater, underground, stuff like that. I got a couple of friends that do it. Actually, it's actually legit.
Interesting. Yeah, I would be interested to hear the the mechanics behind that. Why exactly it is that locates anything. But
right, I personally think it's a God-given talent myself. I think just some people can do it, some people can't. I mean, that's like the first guy that I saw do it. His name was Fred Maynard, local. I don't know, what's the guy that digs wells? What's that job? I don't even know.
Yeah, I guess like around here, I think we just call them well drillers. I think that's how a lot of that stuff is. Yeah.
Well, we went up and they were gonna try to find like a water reservoir for the ball fields. When I was in high school, we went up and you literally tore a little branch off of a tree and start walking around with it, and sooner or later you'd hear like, and he's trying to just hold that branch as hard as he can. And it was like twisting in his hands. And over he would walk and find the same spot. He was able to plot out like where the water was and how long it was, and he estimated how deep it was based on how hard the stick, bowed down. It's pretty cool. But he said some people have it and some people don't. He's since passed away, and now two of his boys they work in kind of the same type of field, so they both do it too, I guess. So it's that was one of the things that he handed down to him, that skill. So
sure,
yeah. Cool. I got four more things. First off, I don't know if you noticed, but before he went on his honeymoon, Luke lifted 72.5 pounds off the ground, probably 60 inches, I'd say, on that thing that he calls the inch pinch. Have you seen this one at all?
I think I did. Yeah. Yep.
I personally thought that it should be called either the harmonica or the pocket pinch myself, but I was outvoted, so I won't complain too much. But regardless, it is a cool little device, and it's really easy to use and not a ton of technique. So maybe I hope it catches on in popularity because it is pretty cool. Doesn't hurt, doesn't rip you up, stuff like that.
That is neat, and that was one of those things. He had a box of those at SJ4, and I saw him sitting there, and I don't remember what the price was, but they were very reasonable. It was very reasonable, and I thought I'm going to buy one of these, and he wasn't around at the time, and then I kind of saw the box of them again later. I intended to buy one of those, and then it just skipped my mind with everything else that was going on, and I've kind of kicked myself, because that does seem like something that is catching on. We do see people using that quite a bit more, so that's a handy little that's a handy little thing to play with, you know, and plus it gets you, you know, using your thumb in a different way than we normally do, and it's kind of a fun thing to deal with, you know. It isn't going to rip you all to pieces. So,
right.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. And I guess he's sending them out all the time. So if anybody's interested, just hit him up. Remember Gus from the K4, Alan?
Yes, I do.
He was the bigger guy. What was his last name? Do you remember?
Oh boy, no, I don't. I wonder if I can get on the grip board and find his. See if I can find the SJ4 results. Maybe bring that up here.
Yeah, it's the way to go. Because I think it was Rob McMurrin put up a video of him doing a lift of like 7 pounds on the Ironmind hub, and I don't recall him. Yeah, he just put up Gus. I don't see any names there, and I can't remember what the heck his last name was. Hell of a nice guy, great dude there, and had a little conversation with him downstairs in the hotel that night. I can't remember what last name was.
Gus Bush.
Gus Bush. Okay.
Yep.
There you go. Cool. Yep. 70 pounds on an Ironmind hub. That was pretty number. I think that's way more than I can do. So.
Yeah, he had a nice little axle lift too. We'd seen recently. He pulled a few 100 pounds off the ground like it was absolutely nothing. Solid little lift for him there. So yep.
Is that the 310 here? The 310 lift with the axle with the tires on it? Yes,
I believe so. Yep. And he's an older gentleman too, if I remember correctly. So yeah, good that he's still doing it and everything. So I like seeing that.
It says here he's 69 years old. I guess I forgot about that in meeting with him. Jeez.
Yep.
Awesome, man.
So yeah, that's one nice thing about the sport that we're in, is that it seems like this is something we can do into our twilight years and still stay competitive and get at it without running a risk of doing huge damage to ourselves. It's not like you see like the Ronnie Colemans out there, you know, walking around on crutches and stuff like that with what he put himself through for all those years. You know, this is something, there's a little more longevity. So
yeah, for sure. 2 other things, Alan. Is it Jesse Pignonin that won the WHEA World Championships for the men, or is it Juha Pignonin? I can't remember his name.
Oh well, I know there's a Jesse Pignonin. I don't. Maybe there is a Juha, but I know there's a Jesse. Yep.
Yeah, I couldn't remember, but you know, I didn't want it to slip by that he won the WHEA World Championships on the men's side, I guess.
Congratulations
to him. Yeah. And then the last thing, have you seen any of Adam Bushaway's 2-inch vertical bar lifts that he's done? You see how he loads that thing?
I have, yeah. It looks like it's as if he's using like more or less a loading pin type of vertical bar. So I think that kind of limits what exactly he's able to put on there and still actually get a grip. So it's almost like he's kind of piling some plates around like the circumference of some of the other plates. Is that what you're referring to?
Yeah, it's like he sticks a couple plates inside of other plates, like laterally, instead of loading vertically. He's loading laterally. It reminds me of like Tetris or something. Like when you load something, when you drop the piece in, it's like sticking out where you don't want it to. Only he's got it loaded perfectly symmetrically. So that was pretty cool. That could be something that you know, that might be necessary sometime, man. When you're racking up these big weights all the time, you might run out of space, loading space on flask or something like that. You might have to stick them in there sideways like that, bro.
Yeah, that would be awesome to be to that point. Yep.
Yeah, man. All right, well that's it. I'm all cleaned out, dude. You bled me dry, Alan.
All right. Well, okay. That's a wrap for episode 29. If anybody's new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. Everybody like the video. Don't forget to comment down below, and look out next week for another one. We'll see you then.